we're going to discuss project number 1, and project number 1 is heavily based on vocabulary words that we are going to see over and over again throughout the course as we discuss career options, future goals you might have, and the paths that lead to those goals and those career interests. So please pull up your project guide on one side of your screen and your student work on the other side of the screen. So the project guide is a series of slides that will explain the material, the directions, provide examples, links, anything you would need to complete the student work slides. So it's broken into 5 steps, and the first step is all about the background knowledge that you have already of these words. So it's very common that anytime you get a set of vocabulary words, you are likely familiar with a few and ready to learn the rest that you don't know. So this first slide gives all the words to you in alphabetical order. So if you're trying to find a specific one, you can find it in alphabetical order here. Once you get to the step 1 slide, it shows an example of how to start sorting the vocabulary words based on what you definitely already know, kinda know, and words you don't know at all. So you can see this example here is just asking you to sort the words by dragging them into the 3 columns. And don't forget there's some words down here at the bottom as well. You may have to scroll on your screen to see all of these, depending on the size of your screen. Once you have those sorted, then you're going to take a look at this list of career clusters. So again, career options, there's thousands of careers, it feels like. And it's really hard for us to talk about, it's impossible for us to talk about the thousands of careers that are out there. But we can talk about the 16 main categories, which are known as career clusters. And it doesn't matter what job you're thinking of, it falls under at least one of these categories. If you have a job you're thinking of and you can't figure out which category or cluster it falls into, please reach out to me and I can help you with that. So this is your chance to color code the list of 16 career clusters on your level of interest. So without looking up, searching, researching, Googling, whatever, these words, you don't need to do that. I want to, just based on your existing background knowledge, when you read these words, if they are recognizable, I want to know if you're very interested, green, or not interested, red. And I want you to click the square, click the paint bucket, and select the color. Okay. So if you read the words in the title and you're like, I don't even know what that means or what that word is, then make it yellow, because you can't really decide if you're interested in something if you're not even sure what the title means. Totally fine. You're just trying to get an idea of how you feel before doing any research. Step, you are going to need an account with Ohio Means Jobs. So I am letting you know what Ohio Means Jobs is. You can preview it here with this video. You can also preview what Naviance is, and that is a program that's used by the high school. We will not be using that in Career Connections, but we will use Ohio Means Jobs, and that's sort of like a more basic version of Naviance. But Ohio Means Jobs is free to all Ohio students and residents. So I have a walkthrough video of how to log in to Ohio Means Jobs if you have an account from a previous year and you've already used it before. You can recover your password. If not, you need to register, and this video walks you through step by step on how to register. You can access your Ohio Means Jobs account. You can start on step 2. And step 2, in the end, all you're doing for your student work is showing me your Quizlet score. So Quizlet, if you've never used that before, is just a digital flashcard program. So when you make flashcards in class, if you did it on a 3x5 index card, this is just a digital version that you can practice anywhere on pretty much any device. So I already made the digital flashcards for you on Quizlet, and what I would like you to do is spend time going through all of these vocab words, but in groups. So I grouped them for you based on how they're sort of related to each other, and I've provided either images, videos, or descriptions, examples of how those words are used to help you understand what they mean. So rather than reading a bunch of definitions, you're actually going to see them put into practice. And then once you make it through all these vocab group slides, you should be ready to open the Quizlet, and you can always press present, and then those buttons become easily clickable. And I also put links a lot of times down in the notes section of slides. So you can click on this link and it will take you to the same place. So now you can see all of these vocab words and their definitions down here. And what I would like for you to do is to use the learn function, and it'll give you some multiple choice or fill in the blank. So it will give you the definition, and your responsibility is to fill in the vocab word. This will give you some practice, and you'll eventually come up with a score for how many of them you know well, meaning you got it correct twice, how many are familiar, you got correct once, and then how many are remaining that you haven't, been quizzed on with the digital flashcards. So the set is ready for you, it's ready to go. Then you just take a screenshot and you put it in here on your student work slide so that I can see the number of familiar and number of known well. It's just proof that you participated in this part of learning the vocab. If you don't know how to take a screenshot, then you can click this video. It helps you with how to take a screenshot on a Chromebook. And this video helps you with how to insert a screenshot or any image into Google Slides, which is the format we're using for this assignment. If you're on a different device that's not a Chromebook, just Google it and Google how to screenshot on whatever the name of your device is. Step 3, so you can get to the Career Cluster Inventory by clicking on this button. And this button, again, if it's easier for you to click by making it full screen, and then it will pull it up in a new tab. The Career Cluster Inventory is really easy to do. You click Get Started. It's going to list 80 activities, which sounds like a lot, but there's not a lot of reading, and it's not like a multiple choice question. It's actually 80 activities, and you decide if you like that activity very much, just like it, not sure, or dislike it. So when you click Start, it will ask you or tell you about the activities here. If you don't know what it is, the little blue question mark gives you a description. So if you like to go fishing very much, you'd click this. If you would enjoy building a stone path for your backyard, you can click like, or maybe you have never tried something like that, so you're not sure. Acting in a school play, you love it, like it, dislike it. As long as you answer every single one, a green button will show up. You just want to make sure that you are logged in so that your progress is saved in case you have to come back to it. It saves every 20 questions. So if you only make it halfway through, you would have to finish for it to save your progress. Once you get to your results page, it will look like it'll look like this, and it'll list all the results based on your personal interests. And for step 3, 4, and 5, they're very related. So you will click on the career cluster to view the pathways and all the jobs within the cluster so that you understand how those thousands of jobs fit into these 16 clusters. And what I want you to do is to narrow it down. So step 3 shows you your results. You need to pick your top 3. And that can be from anywhere within the top 5. It doesn't have to be exactly like this because it's not a crystal ball. It's not a fortune teller. It is not making your final decision for you. It's just a tool to help you see how you might fit into something. So the first, second, and third career cluster of your choice, write the names here, and then reflect on how you feel about those clusters. Then in step 4, you're going to use Ohio Means Jobs to fill out the chart about a career cluster of your choice. So you're going to click on one of those specific clusters, and you're going to write it up here in this box for step 4. And when you click on the cluster, you get this very detailed page where all the pathways are listed here, and the jobs are in these subcategories. So you want to look at all the pathways, look at all the jobs, and just pick the 3 that you are interested in. If there's more than 3 pathways, you only have to show me 3. If there's less than 3 pathways, just make a note of it. I know that that's the case, so I'm not surprised when I see that. You won't have points taken off. And then if you click this button, it should show you related classes or courses, but if it's not working, it's not the end of the world. You could just maybe Google something like that. So anything you can't find on Ohio Means Jobs, I would encourage you to use Google. To find related hobbies, there's another website that you can open by clicking this button. Click on the cluster, and you'll find the hobbies that sort of lead you to that career cluster. So if you like helping siblings or cousins or friends with homework, then maybe you enjoy tutoring. And if you enjoy tutoring, you would probably enjoy teaching. Okay, so that's sort of how hobbies and interests and strengths all play into what we do for our jobs in the future. Then I give you an example. Education and training cluster is broken down into 3 pathways. So you can see how this, administration, while it's similar to my job, it is not the same. And that's why there's different pathways. We all fall under education, like we all work in a school building basically. But the principal's job is way different than the guidance counselor's job, and the guidance counselor's job is different from the teacher's job. So that's why there's different pathways. Again, related courses, related hobbies. So this is what it should look like when you're finished. Step 5, you're going to pick one of these jobs that you listed, and you're going to zoom in and really get to know that job. So one that you maybe want to research because you're considering pursuing that in your future. And again, occupation research, you're clicking on one of these and it will bring up a detailed page for that specific job. And you're just filling out your student work down here. Try to make sure you explain your answers. There should not be just one-word answers in here. This is meant to be a place for research and details. So in the end, this whole project circles back to using the vocabulary words. So if you notice, a lot of the words that I ask you to research, or a lot of the words that I use to create these research questions are based off of your original vocabulary. So not only are you learning the vocabulary, but you're starting to apply it to what it looks like for your career research, personalized and custom to you. So just remember to click Turn In after you've completed all of these steps. Once you click Turn In, you will not have editing privileges. Please don't ask for access or permission, you can just click unsubmit, make changes, and then resubmit or turn in again. You always have the ability to access and change your work. It just notifies me if you do. So that is sort of a big overview of Project 1. Definitely go back and pause the video where, like, based on which step you're working on. Look at that project guide. You should be able to do this on your own without needing a ton of help. And if you are confused or have questions, please email me, ask me in class, or we can schedule a Zoom session if needed. So, all right. Good luck with your research, and I look forward to seeing where your interests lead.